YouTube. This is Retta. How are you doing today? I want to say hello and how are you? To remind you guys, I still have some prints of this available. This is my drawing of Yamanye, the Black Madonna, and Mary combined. I did it in watercolor and gouache, and I had them professionally printed. And if you would like a copy of this, it's either in 5x7 or 8x10. I'll have the details below. And I thank you in advance. And for the people who have purchased one of these, I thank you. It's to help me continue to make, to get my supplies and stuff to get ready for me to make a few of my own tarot decks. So thank you guys again. I appreciate it. I want to say hello to all my new subscribers. I want to say welcome. And for my old ones, I want to say, how are you doing? Thank you guys for sticking with me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share on this video. I would appreciate it. I want to put out something I was doing yesterday. I did do a reading of Gina Haspel, the new CIA director, and I didn't upload it because I want to redo it because I seen her. I guess this hazing of when they become, I guess the part when before they get approved for their position. I don't know what it's called. I can't think of it. But they grill them for, I don't know if it's weeks or days or whatever. It really left her emotionally vulnerable. The cards were showing that right now she's not in an emotional good state. She feels extremely vulnerable. And she's kind of raw. And I also seen that Trump has a lot of expectations placed on her in regards to Hillary. And all of that, and that's highly on her mind right now, along with her vulnerability. And so I don't think it would be fair for me to do a reading on her because it was so freaking emotionally vulnerable, and she felt bare, and she didn't have her, you know, psychically she didn't have her barriers up at all. She was like a raw wound. And so I didn't want to, you know, do that. So what I'm going to do in a few weeks, I'll look, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, another month, I'll look back into her and see if she has, you know, put her big girl panties on and, you know, put her shields on and ready to do work. Because right now, she's a hot, vulnerable mess. I don't know what that hazing entails with the questions, but they really affected her. Mentally and emotionally. So right now I'm doing this reading on, I finally found this deck. I tell you that sometimes decks disappear for me. This is my tarot in black and white. I love this deck. I highly recommend it. I wish it was better cardstock, but I do love this deck. So it reads really clear. And I couldn't find it for a few months and it just appeared. This and my Rider-Waite that I cut down and stuff. So what I want to do a reading on, sorry about my rambling, is this so-called interview, or I don't know if it's going to be an interview or what's it going to entail between Trump and Mueller. First, I think it's a horrible idea, but I can see why Trump would do it. That's just the personality of Trump, you know, and that's a weakness of Trump. You know, it's a strength and in the weakness of him is his voice and his command and his need to, you know, do something, prove something. So it's a strength and a weakness. So I can see him doing it. I just don't think it's the greatest idea, especially in the month. I think they said that they want to do it in June, and I think June is horrible. And I think also there's supposed to be, is that supposed to be the negotiations for Korea in June too? I think that month is horrible. It's the month of the Hermit and the Moon. Where it could be, you know, the Hermit sometimes quests for enlightenment and his quest for knowledge and enlightenment. But it's also very stifling and also very isolating. And then it coincides with the moon, with the emotional ups and downs, kind of disillusionment, kind of bipolarish, kind of like crazy energy. So I don't think he should do the North Korea thing in June, and I don't think that he should do the Mueller interview in June. I think July would be a lot better. July, I believe, I haven't did the numerology, but I think, June would be the completion of a cycle, and then in July I have to do a numerology, but I think it's the magician energy in July. So that would have been a lot better for him to do. But this June energy with this hermit, not so much. Especially for things as important as this interview with Mueller, and for things that is important of this thing with Korea. So, sorry. So I'm going to look, okay, is there going to be an interview between Trump and Mueller? We'll see. And if so, I want to see their relationship. I haven't looked at their relationship in a while. And I know QAnon says that, Mueller is really on Trump's team. I don't know if I believe that. So we'll just see. Okay. So I want to see, is this going to go down in June? This interview. Practical. So it's most likely it's going to go down. It's open. The energy's open. It's very practical that, yes, this is going down. It's a very practical solution. Things are being suggested, arranged for this to happen in June. It's not necessarily telling me it is going to happen, but the most likely outcome that, yes, it's going to happen in June. That's the most likely outcome. That's how things are kind of shaping up to be. But there is a chance with these two boxes going in. There's a box here and a box here that it could not happen. It could happen. And it could not. It's practical solution that, yes, it's going to happen. But if you see, it's not exactly one box perfectly on top of the other box. As a definitely yes. It's saying that, it could go either way. It can happen or it can't happen. And it's a practical solution. Hopefully Trump, puts really thinks about it before he does it, because one little slip of the word, whether he's innocent or guilty or anything, they can get you on technicalities. What you think is being misinformed or misspeech, they think of as lying. So, he's got to be careful. I wouldn't do it if I was him. And he's not as liked as Clinton was when he went to the grand jury, got indicted, or for an impeachment process in regards to him and his affair with Monica Lewinsky about lying about it. The American people had this kind of love affair with Bill Clinton, and they don't have that with him. So, did anybody watch the video that they did with that Laurel and Yanny from the White House? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was nice for them to make fun of themselves. I seen some comments underneath it, and a lot of people were like, "How dare you? You guys have time for this and this and that." I just thought it was good and it was funny. Especially Trump at the end with his Kofifi comment. All right, I want to see the relationship between Mueller and Trump right now. Competition. So, even though competition usually has, in other cards, it's like 5 people, kind of hitting each other with sticks. This one is kind of black and white and kind of even kill. Even though there's a competition, I don't think that there's so much negativity between the two. I think it's kind of balanced. What one sees is black, the other one sees in white. So it's kind of balanced. Though even though Mueller's side, Trump's side it has this circle and this little tiny dot of circle. So even though it looks balanced, it's really not. I think Mueller's side has more support, and you can see that with this black and this black. You see it even though it looks even and the line is straight, you're seeing that Well, the black and this is put more on this side. So Mueller is slightly ahead in this relationship and in this competition than Trump. I'm going to put Mueller on this side and Trump on this side because Trump's energy demands to be put in the masculine side. So we'll see. Where does Mueller see with Trump? Motivation. So, oh, there's two. The end. So this is death. And even though you see there's more black, it looks like this too. So the transformation of and this is the Ace of Fire. So there is a end or transformation into new energy, into new passion in regards to Trump. Whether that's good or bad at this point, I don't know. He knows he has more support to make this transition. He knows he has more support to make this transition, and that makes him feel more passionate and more aggressive towards whatever action he's going to go. So we'll see how this activates. Okay, how about Trump in regards to Mueller? Weirdly enough, Trump finds them, see how this is like, to me, it feels like a two, even though it's competition and conflict within the workplace, kind of. And, you know, Mueller has more support than Trump. And even though these two are kind of even, you know, it's kind of balanced. Look at this. So Trump looks at this relationship, strangely enough, look at a romance. He looks at this as a partnership. He looks at him as a partnership. He doesn't have any ill will, you know, kind of feelings towards Mueller. And I would have thought he would. I definitely wouldn't have thought that I would have seen the Two of Cups in this, you know, in his feelings towards Mueller, because that's like a coming together and partnership. This is usually a love card. It's like a relationship card. So for that, in regards to Mueller, is telling me that, you know, maybe Cuba's right, that things aren't as what they seem to be. But is it just on Trump's half? Does, you know, Trump has a positive view of a working relationship, an equal working relationship, in regards to Mueller? Is that a false sense of belief for him because he has less support than what Mueller has in regards to this? And Mueller is the end of something. So is Mueller going to end something? Maybe even end this what's this going on with Trump? Maybe he's going to end it and it's transcending into something else with passion. So is it going to end with Trump and go somewhere else where people in the Q community feels like it should go, you know, to end with Trump and then go after the people that, you know, are no good. Not, you know, like the ones that are doing the pay for play and, is that what's happening? I don't know. But I see on Trump's side, he sees a very, you know, copacetic relationship between him and Mueller. Okay. What does Mueller want from Trump? Synchronicity. To get on the same. Usually the 8 of Wands is like fast going. But I don't see that with this card. It's like coming together in synchronicity, everything lining up. Remember in the reading I just did with Trump a few days ago, I did a reading with Trump and Melania. I said that there's a plan in place with Trump, but everything has to happen at the same time. They all have to hit at the same time in order for this plan to be successful. I wonder if this is part of it. He wants some synchronicity in regards to Trump, you know, some synchronicity. That's very interesting. What does Trump want from Mueller? Darkness. He wants, that's the 9 of Swords, which is, the 9 of Swords is usually like stressed out, It's usually anxiety, stressed out, so forth. But I don't see that with here. I love these cards. I feel like he wants it to end, the darkness. He wants it to end. He wants it to be completely done. So, is this telling me that... Is this telling me... Because he wants this to end, and this kind of looks like this. So is this telling me that, hey, Mueller is on Trump's side? Now that is kind of funny and scary, because even though Q and them have been saying it, I didn't believe the bull crap. I really didn't. I didn't at all. Okay. I just want to pull a card here. Independent. Is he going kind of off? Is he going... This is the Queen of Air. And I always think of the Queen of Air as in Hillary. I always do, everything. But it's like independent. Is he going outside the box of what it's expected for him, and he's going a different way, in a different direction? Is he in fact going after Hillary? Wow. Okay, let's see. He's still being practical. I still think that, yes, when we were talking about it's still saying that things look good for this interview with him and Mueller. It's still looking like it might possibly really happen. This is the Knight of... This is what's expected of him. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Not so much thought process going in it. And this is what's expected of him. This is what's practical, what's expected of him. I think it might happen. It's a good possibility. Okay, let me see. 1, leadership, analytical, precision, and change. Wow. I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of thumbs down. You know, the anti-Trump people hate me. And it's so funny because I'm a registered Democrat. And they just think I'm like this hardcore Republican. And that's nowhere near who I am. I'm just like a truther. And I believe in conspiracies. And I don't really call them conspiracies. I call them conspiracy realist. I'm a conspiracy realist. So... Okay, so the six of wands. So it's saying leadership. So this is like a leadership position. This is something that's not done before. They're going against the grain. They're becoming a leader. They're, you know, and this was very much precision. So this is the King of Air. So swords. So this is a very much intellectual choice. Intellectual thought process in regards to their lawyers. This is not something that's done willy-nilly. This was something that's been thought out. It's been planned. It's very analytical. The pros and cons have been, you know, analyzed. And this was a precision choice. This was a very analytical choice. And it was a choice made with thoughts purposeful. For things to change. So with this interview, will things change? The Wheel of Fortune. Will things change from where they've been likely now going? Is this interview and this meeting between Mueller and Trump, is this going to be a significant change on how things are going and where things are going and how the public views Mueller and what's he doing, and how the people view Mueller, like the people, the pros and the cons, the pro-Trumps, the negative Trumps. Will this be a significant change for them? Or, you know, for the thoughts of what they see, you know, Mueller doing, or how this investigation, I mean, some will be very pissed and some will be happy. This is going to be a significant change. From this interview, there's going to be a significant change one way or the other. There's going to be a significant change in actually the direction of how things have been going. Wow. Is that good or bad? This is a very ambitious plan. This is a very ambitious thought process. This is a very ambitious plan. This is like something that's like, really, you did this? It's like an unbelievable power move. This was a very ambitious. If it works, it would be so successful, it'll blow people's away, or it could go down like in freaking the tower energy, kaboom. So that's how it is. This was a very ambitious thought process. This was a very ambitious, this is very ambitious of them. Very, very ambitious of them. This is like taking the bulls by the horns and saying, hey, we're going to sink or swim. We're going to do this. We're all in. Putting all our chips in. And wow. It's going to be very ambitious. Temptation. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, there's that devil card. It's very ambitious, and then temptation. I don't know. You know, the temptation is Trump being too ambitious? Is his ego letting things, you know, go? You know, is his ego and his power, you know, going to his head and his people? You know, is there temptation? Is it temptation on Mueller's part to just go with what the norm is, or to go against the grain, or to stay the path? Stagnation. So this is going to shake things up. This is going to shake things up, and then it's going to, like, things are going to be on hold. So it's going to shake things up, and then it's going to be on hold. So, and people are going to, and I think Mueller is going to get a lot of criticism. So there's some temptation. And when I do cards, sometimes I look at rights and left sides, and this is Mueller's part. So I think the temptation is going to be in Mueller's part. And he has the need to want to change the way he's going, to change course. But there's also a temptation maybe to change course and to go a different direction. And he also, remember, Mueller is the Chariot and the Tower energy, which is this month in May. He can get so focused and determined. He has his own vices, and maybe his vices are going to come into play about him being so stubborn and not, you know, going full steam ahead. That Chariot energy, maybe that's the devil energy, you know, coming forth. Because even though it's coming here, I'm seeing more of the energy going towards Mueller. And is Mueller going to get a lot of criticism for how he deals with it, the change of his direction, and stuff like that. The change, his ego, him not seeing all, you know, him going full steam ahead, because that's part of his vices. Is he gonna get a lot of criticism? Where right now Mueller is like everybody's, you know, hero and everybody. But I think for some reason things are gonna change course with Mueller. Things are gonna happen, and I think that he's not gonna be his special snowflake that they like him is gonna be darkened. I don't know if that makes sense. So, it still didn't really it answered a lot of questions, and they put a lot more questions out there with this reading. Maybe we'll do another reading as it gets fuller, because this is where the energy is now. And maybe you guys give me your comments below and your guys's, you know, thoughts on what I'm saying, and maybe I'll do a reading before this so-called sit down, and I can look at your comments and try to put them into the reading to try to understand this better. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Bye.